Battleford on the run to the line. Valiante's got to the front, but Battleford is fighting back. It's going all the way to the line.
Fiona still flying as they come up the hill, and it is Fiona who begins to get up from last to first. A remarkable...
He's finishing off very quickly indeed in the black jacket under Katie Walsh. Relegate getting up, wearing down, carefully selected. They hit the line. Relegate wins.
Escalade, and it's Fernie Hollow who stormed into the lead of the hands of Paul Townend. Willie Mullins in the race that he's made his own at the festival. Fernie Hollow takes the win.
LA Bellum, three-stripe life. Red Jacket, Sir Gerhard Kilcroft is closing with every single stride, but it was Sir Gerhard who made all.
And more significantly, Willie Mullins. It's going to be a 12th win of his champion bumper. Facile Vega in a rout. To share for a dream result in the champion bumper. Factor file for O'Manus 1-2, and it's teenage clicks for John Gleeson. A dream. Destiny, he has to fight hard because Romeo Coolio is battling back willingly, but in the hands of Patrick Mullin, it's Jasmine DeVoe, Willie Mullins. Caballero, Cliff and Shuttle Diplomacy, Bambino Fever and Jodie Townend, Willie Mullins again in the champion bumper. Bambino.
That is the question that we very much aim to answer during this episode. I'm Rodders, and this is On the Bridle, specifically our anti-post focus special for the Cheltenham Bumper. We're going to give you the key stats for the race, we're going to give you the key protagonists and their stats, and then I'm going to make my prediction at the end of the video. So viewers, come along with us as we get into it. Before we kick the stats off, I just have to say gamble responsibly, else the bookies will cry when you win too much money. And for those who have done just that, they will know the pain of having their account closed or the deposit limits severely restricted. In fact, here's a little story for you. 5 or 6 years ago, when I used to bet on Betfair, I had a phone call from them saying they didn't like the way I bet. In other words, saying that I was winning too much money off of them. 12 out of the last 12 winners were aged 5 or 6. 3 out of the last 12 winners were the favourites, but 9 out of the last 12 winners were in the top 3 in the betting. 12 out of 12 winners won on their last run, but 9 out of 12 winners ran within 45 days of this race. 3 out of 12 winners ran in the National Hunt Flat Race at the DRF. I think it's called the Future Stars National Hunt Flat Race. And all 3 of them won. 2 out of the last 12 winners had one previous run or win at Cheltenham. 10 out of the last 12 winners were rated 124 or higher. Although that is hard to quantify because many bumper runners don't get a mark at all. Willie Mullins has won 6 of the last 9 runnings of this race. And Paul Townend only rode 1 of those horses, and 12 out of 12 of the last winners had one run or win within that season. So you've had the main stats for the Cheltenham Bumper, but how do these stats compare when you match them up with the main protagonists for this race? Let's have a look. We're going to kick this lineup of desperados off with this horse, Querin. He is a half-brother to the John O'Neill trained Trapista, and he's also a half-brother to a Prix du Cadran winner in the shape of Meal at Meal. Now I'm going to tell you a little bit of unknown knowledge about Quarren. 3 times in France they tried to get this horse into the stalls, and 3 times he refused. So in theory, he should have already run on a flat in France. Judging by his turn of foot that you can see here, he would have definitely won on a flat in France. His stable think of him as more of a stayer of the future, but do his stats concur? Well, his positive stats are as such. He has done the distance. Adding to that, obviously, he has won his last race. And he is flatbred, being by Sotsas out of a Monson mare, which could count for an awful lot in this race. So what are Quarren's negative stats? Well, he'll be only 4 at Cheltenham. He has a racing post rating of only 118. And the time of this win here in this bumper wasn't exactly quick. It was recorded at 4 minutes 10, and that was 25 seconds slower than the average. There is a famous old saying, stays longer than the mother-in-law, and that definitely applies to this horse. Keep him company. Now, reportedly, this is one of Gordon Elliott's best bumper horses this season, but he only beat a horse called Passenger, who's in the black colours here. Passenger's not that great, I'm afraid. He's had 5 runs in bumpers and is now disqualified from running in any more. But what do the stats tell us about Keep Him Company? Well, his positive stats tell us this story. He will be 6 years old at Cheltenham. He is rated 125 by the Racing Post. He has won 2 bumpers this season, the latest being the one on your screen. He has won on all types of ground, and going hand in hand with that, he has won over the distance. Flipping the script backwards, what are the negative stats for Gordon Elliott's charge? He will be outside of the top 3 in the market. Gordon Elliott has only won this race twice in the last 11 years. Going along with that, his stable jockey Jack Kennedy has never won this race. And this is just an observation from me. He doesn't seem to have the tactical pace to keep with the others when the taps are turned on fully. Base Hunter is a flatbred horse. He's by authorised out of a Monson mare. This was him winning a listed race at Ascot, and he's also won a race at Newbury. The slight concern with him is that he will tie up late, and in this race, as you're about to see, it was quite hard work within the last quarter of a furlong, and he was being pegged back. He's going to be against a lot classier horses in the Cheltenham Bumper. He will go off from the front, and I'm just not sure he's going to be able to stay there. But what do the stats tell us? Peering at Base Hunter's positive stats, what story do they tell us? Well, he doesn't seem very ground dependent. In fact, he's won on all sorts of ground. As mentioned, he has won 2 bumpers this season, and in doing so, he has obviously won over the distance. Now peering into his negative stats. He has an official Racing Post rating of 123. He is also outside the top 3 in the market. His trainer Chris Gordon has never won this race at all. And the same remarks apply to Freddie Gordon, although in his defence, he has not been around as a jockey that long. The Moor Rambler won this race at Leopardstown in the end quite authoritatively, but it did look like hard work. He's trained by Noel Mead, and by courtesy of the fact that Oh My Word certainly won't go here, he's made it into this video, but he's got as much chance of winning the Cheltenham Bumper as a fish swimming backwards. He might prove to be a different proposition for each way purposes though. That's why we're going to take a look at his stats. The Moor Rambler's positive stats read as such. He will be 5 years old at Cheltenham. He's won his last and only race, and he's won on yielding ground. For anyone that's not tracking what Cheltenham's ground right now is, it looks to be soft ground for the time being. So on to his negative stats. He will be rated lower than 124, with his Racing Post rating currently sitting at 120. He is firmly outside the top 3 in the market, and he has no course form at Cheltenham, but in all fairness, most bumper horses do not either. Outrigger holds the prestigious title of being the full brother to the King George II Gaelic warrior. This was a small little race here on heavy ground. I'd say the form won't be worth anything at all. And if you give me a choice between all of the Willie Mullins horses in the Cheltenham Bumper, this fella, unfortunately, would be my last pick. Now, by no means does this mean he is actually a bad horse. I believe over 2.5 miles to 3 miles, he will actually be a very good horse. But he's just one that I don't fancy in this race. But could the stats prove me wrong? Outrigger's positive stats go a little something like this. He has 1 career win courtesy of this race. Because he's a 4-year-old, he's eligible for a £10 allowance. And Willie Mullins has won this race 6 times out of the last 9 years. It's quite incredible, that stat. Moving on to our Trigger's negative stats. He will only be 4 at Cheltenham, and 4-year-olds have an incredibly bad record in this race. The only ground that he has won on, which was in this race, was heavy ground. We don't know about any other ground for him. As my analysis of him said, he will probably benefit from a lot further than 2 miles, and he is rated only 116 by the Racing Post. This horse is the Irish Avatar. Now, the horse in second in this race is a horse called Low Kick. Why is that significant? Because recently Low Kick came out and won his race doing absolute cartwheels, and the Irish Avatar dismissed him without even breaking sweat. He was quite impressive in this race. Patrick Mullins sees him as more of a stayer, but that doesn't mean he can't win a big race this year, and he could potentially be the one in the Willie Mullins yard that could play a leading role in this race. Willie Mullins will have a lot of horses, as he traditionally does in the Cheltenham Bumper, but this horse could be right near the top. What do his stats say? These are Irish Avatar's positive stats. Well, he'll be in the top 3 in the market. He will be 5 at Cheltenham. He has a win on the board courtesy of this race. In doing so, he also did the distance. And going along with that, he doesn't seem very ground dependent, which is a bonus for any horse. Conversely, what are the Irish Avatar's negative stats? Well, in the last 12 years, his owners haven't won the Cheltenham Bumper. He is only rated 118 by the Racing Post. And of course, he has no Cheltenham form, but that's not a surprise for a bumper horse. Love Saint-Denis is a curious horse because he appears to be a stayer with a little bit of class and speed, and that's never a bad thing. Rich Ritchie has not had a good bumper horse in a fair little while, and I would say this one could be in the ballpark figure of a horse like Champagne Fever. Now, this was over 2 miles 3. It was on fairly heavy ground. At the moment of this recording, Cheltenham has recorded a soft ground verdict for the ground in general. That could change, obviously, to the run-up of the Cheltenham Festival, but as it stands, he could have his perfect ground. What do the stats say, and can they tell us any more? These are his positive stats. He will be 5 years old at Cheltenham. He has a Racing Post rating of 126, which makes him the highest rated horse in this race. He will almost certainly go off as favourite for this race. And of course, he is 1 for 1 in his National Hunt racing career, but he's 2 for 2 in his entire career if you count his point to point. Crossing over the river, what are his negative stats? Rich and Susanna Ritchie have had no winner in this race in the past 12 seasons. In the analysis, I did mention that this race was over 2 miles 3, so he hasn't actually done the Champion Bumper distance. And of course, he hasn't actually run at Cheltenham. So folks, what's my prediction for the 2026 Cheltenham Bumper? My prediction is complicated because I like 2 horses in this race. I like the Irish Avatar, and I also like Love Saint-Denis. Of course, if you were just going by ratings, you'd back Love Saint-Denis. He has the highest rating right now in the race of 126, as was said in the analysis. But I'm actually going to go for the Irish Avatar. I think this horse is going to improve massively from his first run to his second run. Willie Mullins, of course, has won 6 out of the last 9 Cheltenham Bumpers, and I think he holds all the aces in this race. But I think the particular ace in the pack will be the Irish Avatar. So that is my opinion on the Cheltenham Bumper. Now, I just have to say, the reception for the Anti-Post Focus has been remarkably positive, and we are all humbled by the reception that it has got. And I love reading the comments in the comment section for every one of these videos. So if you have a comment or you wish to just throw something out there, put it in the comment section below. And don't forget to click the like and subscribe buttons if you like the content. I'm Rodders. This is Unbridled. Until next time, stay safe.